All right, so we are at Century 16, and we are going to watch Scream 7. So this is me before Scream 7. I'm expecting nothing really. Haven't seen any reviews about it, nothing like that. But Zodiac wanted to do it for this week's podcast, so here we are on a Saturday at 10 o'clock at the goddamn movies.
Spoiler alert. Proceed with caution. Major reveals ahead. This episode contains spoilers for movies and possible TV shows. So if you haven't caught up yet, hit pause and come back when you're ready. Otherwise, strap in. We're about to unpack everything. Enjoy. Previously on The Real Movie Critics.
I will die on that hill. This 2013 reboot of Evil Dead is way fucking better than the original Evil Dead.
You ain't dying alone.
Granted, we wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't for the original, so I respect the original for what it is. But this film is 1,000% better than the original film.
But this brings up another question I just thought about. And you're saying that the remake is better than the original, which the original was done by Sam Raimi. Do you think the director did a better? Who directed it was the reason for it being better, or do you think Sam Raimi could have done just as good of a job?
I think Raimi could have done. I think Raimi would have done a way better job, but it wouldn't have been what we got. It would have been a little bit more campy. It would have been a little bit more Sam Raimi, you know. And I don't know that he needed to remake his own film.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of The Real Movie Critics, real reviews by real fans. This episode is going to be our first review of a new movie in 2026. Some of us liked it, some of us did not. But who? First, let me introduce my co-host. Of course, we have the creator of the Repeat Movie View and the Psycho Nerd podcast. Of course, we are talking about the Psycho Nerd. And of course, my hetero life mate, my brother from another mother, all those cool things that he always says about me. Lord Scuba Cabra.
You should hear what he says when you're not around.
Yeah.
God damn it, I'm incompetent.
Those are the best things.
Now, full disclosure, we're reviewing Scream 7, which...
And there's going to be fuck tons of spoilers. Just FYI.
I was going to ask about that.
If you have not seen the movie... I apologize beforehand because I do not know how to do a spoiler-free review of a film.
I tried to do it. I tried to do it on my channel before. I felt like everything was quite vague, but I can't wait to talk about it.
It's too vague. I'm here to talk, get in depth, talk theories, and boy, do I have some theories, but we're also going to fucking tear this bitch apart.
Now, I did put at the beginning of this video that this is a spoiler full episode, so, and this is your second warning. So if you're the one dumb enough to go, I wonder what it means by spoilers, and you know, that's on you. You've been warned twice. But again, we are talking about Scream 7, which just came out on February 27th, directed again by Kevin Williamson, who also did
the first time he's ever directed.
It's the first time he's ever directed anything.
Oh no, but he wrote. That's what I meant.
He wrote. Yeah.
Well, he didn't write this movie. Somebody else did.
No, he didn't write this, but it's him coming back to the Scream franchise.
Yeah. Which is cool, which is badass.
Which is Nev Campbell convinced him to come back.
In theory, you would think it would be a great fucking decision, right? In theory.
But when you take into consideration all the behind the scenes nonsense that happened with this movie, the fact that this is not their first choice of what they wanted to do, this is kind of their backup plan after Melissa Barrera and then Jenna Ortega left, and of course the director left as well, the original one. So this is kind of their desperation at this point.
Well, you know,
and you can definitely smell the desperation in the plot, put into air quotes, the plot of this fucking movie. But I will say this, first and foremost, when this movie was announced, I was one of the first fucking people to say that it would circulate with AI. I fucking told y'all, you said I was crazy, and I said it from the get-go that this fucking movie would be heavily fucking based on AI.
Is it really crazy though? I mean,
not. It's not. But there was people arguing with me. Oh, that's stupid. They wouldn't do that. But yes, they fucking would. Every Scream movie has some kind of relevance to what's going on in the world today. That is why Scream is so fucking meta. That's why it works. Scream 1, cell phones were just coming out. They were a big thing at the time.
Yes,
Scream 4.
The live streaming. Yep.
That was literally the big thing right then and there.
Yep. Yes,
so every one of these films has something specific, and it's what makes the meta that made them good. This fucking movie dropped the fucking ball, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm sorry, Zodiac. Once again, I'm hijacking this bitch.
No, and I was gonna do that anyway, so you're fine.
So we start off great. I love the fact
you know what? It's a solid opening. It's a solid opening. It really is.
It's in the, it's up there. It's a pretty good fucking open. But they turned the Mocker house into a fucking Airbnb. Awesome. Where does everybody go? What's big right now? You can stay at the Lizzie boarding house because it's a fucking Airbnb. You can stay where fucking Charlie Manson did this. It exists. Okay.
Hey, you can have a meal at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house. We did that a few months ago. Me and CJ. So there you go.
So you can stay at the gas station from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's true.
This is the opening of this movie. I love so much because Mel and I actually kind of experienced something along the same vein. For my birthday one year, we went to go camp at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre gas station.
Oh yeah,
she was not aware that Texas Chainsaw Massacre wasn't real. So I did not tell her that it was not real.
Oh no.
And I let her believe that Leatherface was still out there. They never caught him. And we are staying close to where the house was.
Oh my God.
It was the best time ever because she was so scared. There's no bathrooms in the cabin. The bathroom is outside in a building across. It was freezing fucking balls because it was, in February. And so I get the whole aspect of the boyfriend being, way into fucking horror movies. Of course, in this, he's not there because of the true crimes that happened. He's there because of Stab. So yes, the real murders took place there, but this is also where Stab took place. So he's more on the horror spectrum as opposed to the true crime. But where I feel it worked was the fact that we go back to the beginning. We go back to where the murders occurred. We go back to where Billy and Stu revealed their plan.
Yep.
Okay. And it was a great fucking intro. Great intro to the fucking movie. And from that point, the movie just fucking bogs down all the way. I will say
controlled Ghostface. So I was like, dude, there's going to be somebody in there eventually. they revealed it way too quickly,
which was cool. But like I told you, when we were watching it, and I don't know if you caught it, Psycho Nerd, when she goes to the bathroom and he's standing there in front of the stairs, you see Ghostface walk behind him.
Yeah, you do. And I love how they did it in this movie where there's some moments where he's in the background and it takes you a second to really see it because it's so dark and blackened out. I thought that was a really clever touch throughout the film. But
so while, and then we get reintroduced to our new characters, which is Tatum, Sydney's daughter that did not exist the last time we saw Sydney, but hey, whatever.
She had kids before, but we just never heard their names.
She did, but we never heard their names. We knew about the twins because didn't she had twins, but
she had twins, and they're actually with the husband's parents at this point. So nice way to take them out of the equation right off.
But they did. I want to say that the twins were mentioned in one of the other films. I don't remember.
That's possible. I want to say
I believe that the twins were mentioned, but Tatum was never mentioned. So maybe they just left it out because she's trying to protect her family, which is the big factor of this film. She's trying to protect Tatum from ever having to go through the trauma that she went through herself. Tatum is the same age that Sydney was when the original Ghostface murders occurred. Tatum is very interested to know about her mom's past, and Sydney just refuses to tell her anything about her past, which puts a wedge between them. The movie opens the way Scream does. Boyfriend sneaking in the window, trying to get a little freaky. The music's exactly the same. So that they're giving us a fan service there. They're trying to build on that nostalgia, but it was forced. It felt
lazy. It felt lazy as all hell.
It did. And there was a couple of other times too where they added music from the original in there, and it felt forced. It didn't flow. Make it its own thing. You're already doing something different with the AI aspect of it. It could have been this whole different thing. So then Ghostface starts killing people, kills, some of Tatum's friends on stage. And at this point, I'm looking at
killed McKenna Grace, dude.
They killed fucking Phoebe Spangler, bro.
I specifically said, do not kill her, and they fucking killed her. She was the first friend to go.
And here's the thing. Pretty cool death.
I agree.
Cool idea.
I agree.
But here's where it sucked. CGI. Do you know how easy that would have been to have been a fucking practical effect?
Yeah.
That is where this movie took me out. Every single great kill that we had relied heavily on CGI. And I felt that they were trying to make this Ghostface a little too much like Art the Clown. That whole lift up and place him on the fucking beer tap kill.
Yeah. That was a groovy kill, you got to admit.
It was a groovy kill. Heavily CGI'd, though.
It was.
Heavily CGI'd and very Art the Clown. That is something that Art the Clown would do. I laughed in the middle of the during that scene because
he was the only one laughing, by the way.
I was the only one laughing because it's comical. There was nothing like, I don't know. So I'm trying at the beginning, trying to pick out who the killer is, and I picked one off right off the bat.
I figured her out not very early.
As soon as we got the introduction to her, I looked over at your brother and I said, "She's a killer."
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
Even I was like, I don't trust her for some reason. I just don't.
I was suspecting maybe the son had something to do with it also. So when the son died, I was like, "Shit." Now, she was not the Ghostface that killed the son. It had to have been Ethan Embry's character.
Maybe because she had no problem with it. She even says later, like, what about your son? Oh, he was an asshole just like her husband.
You're going to tell me she was able to lift up a fucking teenage boy onto a fucking beer table like that.
Okay,
there's no fucking way. It had to have been Ethan Embry's character, which was a mind fuck to see him because we haven't seen Ethan Embry in a fucking movie in a while.
Dude, it's been a while. Yeah.
He was almost unrecognizable. But, the things are continuing. Then, but we get a phone call and Sydney's not taking it serious as we've seen before, because of course she's been dealing with this shit all her life. It's just it's somebody else playing, the Ghostface role, trying to prank call her. And Ghostface says, "Oh, but I'm not hiding this time." And fucking video calls her, FaceTimes her. And lo and behold, it's Stu fucking Mocker.
But is it?
Well, here's my theory. Okay. So before we get to my theory, the movie continues. We're led to believe it's Stu. Gail comes and saves the fucking day by magically being there at the exact time that the killer is going out into the street. Then that's very fishy to me. Runs over that Ghostface. There's always two. Always, except for part 3. But I still think there was a second killer in part 3. It just hasn't been revealed yet. But we'll get to that. And so now we have the 2 last legacy characters that we have together in this new film. Tatum's friends are getting picked off one by one, meaning Tatum will be the only one to survive. We also get the 2 remaining characters from Scream 5 and 6, which are the twins, 2 of my favorite characters, Randy's niece and nephew. Absolutely 2 of my favorite characters in the entire series. I fucking love these guys so much.
Their banter back and forth is really good.
It's great. It's fucking great. And I was really sad when I thought they died, but I said, no, we didn't see them die.
How the hell did he survive part 6, dude? Seriously. He got stabbed like what, 15 times?
Well, here's the thing.
Over and over again.
Here's the thing though, Psycho Nerd. In real life, people have been stabbed multiple fucking times and have survived. It's not always a one and done type of thing like we've seen in these films. People have had their necks slashed and survived. So
So what you're saying is that this is more based in reality.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is now.
If what you say is true, then I can see what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
Now, back in the Scream 1, 2, 3, they were stabbed once. Randy could have survived. We don't know, but there was a lot of blood that came out of that fucking van. So, but we don't see how bad Randy fucking got it. And so then we get things happen here and there. The plot is slowly chugging along as best as it fucking can, trying to create this cohesive story that makes absolutely no fucking sense. They don't know if it's Stu Macher that's alive. There's no death certificate. And if there was a death certificate, the one person that would know where that death certificate was died 2 or 3 years before the things that occur in this movie. Yep. So there's no way to trace back who or if Stu was ever really dead or not.
Yeah.
So with that, Gail and Sydney are like, well, let's draw them out. We're going to do I'm going to give you the one thing you always wanted. What's the one thing Gail always wanted?
The interview.
So we get the interview. Gail starts asking questions, then starts getting a little bit too personal with the questions.
Yep.
Which I did not
Gail.
like. True. But like Sydney said, how would you feel if I asked you questions about Dewey? And her response really just did not sit well with me at all.
It felt.
I didn't like the shaky hands. The shaky hands were kind of a weird thing, but I know she was hurt in the previous films that happened.
She was.
New York and
she was
stuff.
stabbed like 3 different times.
Yeah, so it makes sense that she has to take pills now. She's got anxiety, this and that. I feel like it goes a little bit deeper than that, but we'll talk about it after we get done talking about this movie. So Sydney gets the phone call. It's Stu again saying that he's outside the friend's place, and instead of waiting for Gail, Sydney takes off, goes to the car, then just books it on foot all the way across town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why?
Where the fuck was Gail?
She disappears for a good portion of the tail end of the movie.
Actually.
Gail does not reappear until the very, very end of the movie. Where the fuck was Gail?
She's the mastermind.
Why would she? Where the fuck was Gail, and why the fuck did she not go after Sydney? Sydney was literally just running down the one fucking street.
Yep.
Okay.
Which, for the record, when she's on the phone with her daughter, looking at the cameras, trying to help her take out the Ghostface, why is she just standing in the middle of the road? Why isn't she continuing to go in that direction? Actually, I thought that during the movie, and then afterwards, after I did my review, I was like, wait a minute, why are you just standing there? Your daughter's in danger. Why don't you run while you talk? You can do both at once. It's not like, I don't know.
Can we talk about how worthless the husband is? The chief of police?
He was
worthless.
I love Joe McHale, though. Also,
I do too.
Why the fuck were there not fucking police officers all over that
I was
place?
going to bring that up.
Why
what
the
hell?
fuck was nobody worried that the chief of police was fucking missing?
Yep.
Why the fuck was nobody worried that, hey, we can't get a hold of the chief? Maybe we should go look at his fucking house. We know there's a killer after his family. Yeah. Fucking Mayberry bullshit with these fucking police. They are fucking incompetent.
They are.
Let's rewind a little bit. Let's rewind. Because Gail and Sydney go to this insane asylum or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're getting the story on the guy that Gail ran over. Whatever. We find out that he was obsessed with the stab movies.
Who isn't?
And so they show that guy, Ethan Embry's character, a picture of Stu, and he's like, oh yeah, that's John, as in John Doe. Like, he doesn't know who he was, blah, blah, blah. Gives this whole backstory about how he had amnesia, lived in California, whatever the fuck, blah, 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 blah. So we're led to believe that Stu Macher is still alive from that conversation. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, we get to the end of everything, and for some reason, Sydney's neighbor, the blonde chick from fucking, who I called from the beginning was one of the fucking killers, and Ethan Embry's character were the two killers. 3, technically, because they had the other guy too. So this movie had 3 killers.
Yeah, technically.
So dude gets shot in the head. Ethan Embry's character's done. They go into this fight scene with the chick, but the motive behind this,
it's dog shit,
made no fucking sense.
Nope.
I was beaten by my husband, but I read your book and it gave me strength, and I killed my husband.
And I got away with it.
and I got away with it, and then you disappeared. And so I need to bring you back. What?
Yeah. Okay.
That is the stupidest, dumbest, I'm not going to say that word,
It's retired.
motive I have ever, retired,
Retired.
motive I've ever heard. I thought Scream 4's motive was bad, and I hate that motive. That she was just
I love Scream 4's motive. I love it. She's trying to reboot it.
I understand
She wants to
it.
be the rebooted Sydney. I love that.
It's like I understand it. I just don't like it.
But you have to also put yourself in the mindset of, let's say you live in a family where this one person in your family is just getting praised because they went through this thing.
That's what I mean. Why
being in being the younger cousin or the younger sibling, even, you have that kind of jealousy. You know what I mean? And so you constantly hear it. It can drive you crazy. So that's why I like Scream 4's plot. I love the reveal. I thought it was really fucking cool. I really wish they would not have killed Emma Roberts off, because there was an alternate ending where Jill actually survived and got everything that she wanted. And the follow-up was to be where somebody knew that she was the one who did all the killing. She's living her best life. And so now she is getting sent off, or she's set off to find out who the fuck is killing his Ghostface and trying to fucking frame her. I thought that would have been cool.
Interesting idea.
But then we go back to the concept of the original Scream 7. Melissa Barrera's character was going to finally don the mask as Ghostface and be the killer in what was supposed to be the next iteration of Scream, which I thought was great. You let your fucking demons get to you, and you just do the damn thing and take that fucking mantle from your dad.
Hey, she got a taste for killing, man. She killed several people in a very crazy way,
she
like
did.
a lot of stabbies.
And so this one, I will say, has one of the coolest death scenes for the Scream killer, because this bitch gets popped in the fucking face multiple times.
Oh my God, man. Me and Kevin were like,
she got killed a couple of times. Yeah.
But the CGI killed it.
Yeah.
The CGI 100% killed the awesomeness of what that scene could have been. So then we get the happy ending. Everybody goes their separate ways. La-di-da. That's it. There's no end credit scene. The dad survived. Tatum survived. Sydney survived. Gail survived. The twins survived.
Again.
So we know that we are being set up for Scream 8. They already said there's going to be a Scream 8. So, theories. And these are my theories alone. I have not been on TikTok since watching this fucking movie, so I don't know if anybody else has come up with this. Stu Macher is alive.
Yeah.
I want him to be alive.
Let me tell you why. Hold on. Let me tell you why, Psycho. Let me tell you exactly why Stu Macher is 100% still alive. When we get the AI iterations of Billy Loomis's mom, she looks the way that we saw her in part 2.
Yeah.
She's not aged. When we get Roman Pierce, or I think Pierce was.
I know where you're going with this.
When we get Roman, he looks the way he did the last time we saw him in Scream 3. When we see Dewey looks exactly the way he did the last time we saw him in the Scream franchise.
Yep.
Okay.
Why is Stu Macher the only one that is aged and scarred?
This is true. He was.
Why? For realism, maybe to make Sydney believe. Yeah, true.
It would make sense. Yeah.
But I think it goes one step further. Stu is alive, and Stu has been the one behind all of this. Maybe he did have amnesia, which is something that I stated when they talked about bringing Matthew Lillard back. I said, maybe they'll make it to where he has amnesia. Maybe we'll get a scene where he's in bed, whatever the fuck. We didn't get that. But they did mention that, John had amnesia, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Maybe that really did happen, because they didn't say, all they said was, oh, look, she was Stu. Okay, cool. But how would you know what Stu would look like as an older person if you didn't see him in real life? Now, there are aging, things that you can do online and stuff, but I don't buy it. I think Stu Macher is still alive. And to go one step even further, I think Gail has been behind this since the beginning.
Yeah.
Well,
I do
on
too.
the Stumacher thing. I'll take that a step further. And if he ends up being the killer in part A, like if it turns out he is alive, then I will be happy with that whole entire idea. However, if he's not, one problem I have with all those little video calls he did, how the hell do you find someone to completely mimic his mannerisms, the way he talks? He was fucking Stu from the original film every time he talked. That was totally his character.
And
how
here's
do you
another
mimic that?
But here's another thing, Psycho. With AI, yes, you can mimic people's voices. Cool. But you have to have clips of their voices to mimic said voice. And you have to have a specific amount of words to say. So with Dewey, is there videos of Dewey? Yeah, he did fuck tons of interviews.
He was a fucking cop. Come on now.
So there's, he was in the series. So there's interviews they could have taken and said, mimic the voice. Roman, he was a Hollywood producer, Hollywood director. So there would be footage of him. Billy Loomis's mom is a little bit harder to explain on how they would have gotten that to mimic the voice.
She pretended to be a reporter, so maybe there was that. That'd be solved.
But she wasn't a TV reporter. She was a newspaper reporter. Maybe there were some kind of clips that existed.
She was in front of the camera though. So,
but for all intents and purposes, how the fuck did you get audio of Stu?
That's a good point.
I have the answer. I know how they did it. They went to Blockbuster.
Yes.
They got the videos.
They bought the videos. Yes.
They bought the videos. Yeah.
Well, that's where Randy used to work or whatever.
See, there you go. Randy's the real killer. He's not dead.
No, Randy's fucking dead. No, Randy's dead. But I 100% think that Stu and Gail have been in this together 100% of the time.
Interesting.
Now,
interesting theory.
Maybe not since the beginning, but I feel like Gail found out Stu was still alive. She knows 100% that Stu is still alive. Stu went back on the plan that they had, and that's why she's so shaky. That's why she's so nervous, because
you know what? That makes sense.
So, what did they say about Gail in this? She's not as popular as she was. She's losing in popularity. She doesn't have her news show anymore.
No, she doesn't.
What better way to make yourself relevant again than to make these things occur? Every time these murders happened, who made money from it?
She's always there. She's always there to report on it.
Always there to report on it 100% of the time. And she has survived every single fucking attack.
And she's been shot and stabbed
multiple times. Yeah, this is true.
So
more lives than a cat, according to Cotton Weary.
What I would like to see in Scream 8 is I would like to see the return of Stumacher as Ghostface. This is the final movie. We don't need anything after this. There doesn't need to be copycats. This is it. What I would like to see is we don't even mention him in promoting the fucking movie. You don't mention that Matthew Lillard's working on the fucking movie. We don't know until he pulls the fucking mask off and it's him. And him and Sydney and Gail all die. No more legacy characters. That's the end of the fucking series. Because as long as Sydney is alive, there's an excuse to continue these fucking films.
This is true, because they always go after her every time.
Yes.
Every time she's the reason that the Ghostface comes back. Every time.
Look at how stupid the reasons are being now. This wasn't even a valid fucking reason.
No, it wasn't.
And it's funny when we saw Ethan Embry in the psych ward, I looked over at Scuba and I went, I don't trust that guy. Like that was the first word. I don't trust that guy. And I didn't trust what's her name? Anna Camp. Jessica Bowden. I didn't trust her either. But how evil of a person do you have to be to have somebody kill your own son?
That's pretty messed up, dude. That is messed
like
up.
His father. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, cool. Whatever. But I think at the end of the day, I think she was just a fucking psycho.
A stupid psycho for that.
And you don't, we've had the excuse, oh, well, your mom was having an affair with my dad. Oh, I'm just good old revenge. Oh, I'm the half brother that got fucked with. Let's just have a fucking crazy bitch just go off. I'm okay with someone being crazy and just wanting to kill people.
It feels lazy. It feels unbelievably lazy.
It really did. And I mean, I liked it for what it was, but Scuba made a good point. I didn't watch 4, 5, and 6. I recapped them on YouTube. Shout out to Screen Crush. Appreciate the recap you did.
Yeah, so he's coming out. He's like, "Oh, I liked it," and I said,
I did like it. I thought it was great.
I said, but you have not watched 4, 5, and 6," and he's like, "Well, yeah, you're right." And I said, "So you can't really give an honest score on this fucking movie because you didn't watch any of the good ones."
Well, I mean, he can give an honest opinion on what he thinks of the movie based on just the viewing portion of it. I can get behind that. But I agree. If you don't know the entire lore, then it's like, well, maybe you should go back and rewatch them all, then watch this one and see if your opinion is the same. And that's why I am the repeat movie viewer, because that's what it's all about. Sometimes movies hit well the first time, but sometimes they don't hit as well the second time. And I've let this movie swim around my head after I did my review, and I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't like this. I didn't like this. What if this? What, you know, my mind starts going a mile a minute, and it's like, I don't think I'm going to like it as well the second time around. I don't think I will.
And Scuba gave an analogy when we're walking out to our cars. He's like, what if I went and watched Star Trek, but I went and watched the more recent third one, and I didn't watch the other ones? And my reply was, well, you don't really have to watch the J.J. Abrams versions to kind of get the concept. You don't.
You don't, but
you really don't.
What I'm saying is,
I get it,
is
though.
Wrath of Khan, is it or is it not the best one?
Arguably the best one.
Yes. Arguably the best one.
Arguably, yeah.
People will argue 4 is better, but
so if I were to watch the newest one and be like, oh my God, it was a masterpiece, it was so good, but it wasn't, or even one of the sequels that is not good. What's the shittiest sequel?
5
from the original lineup. 5 hands down.
So let's say 5 was the only one. I only watched the first one, and I watched 3, and I watched 5. And I'm like, well, 5 wasn't that bad. Like 5 wasn't bad. Like I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was decent, and the plots was good, and the story was okay.
Here's my take on that. Anybody who's ever watched Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, will be like, what the fuck movie did he watch? Because it is horrible.
And that's how I feel. That's how I feel about your opinion on this movie.
No, it's a valid point. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a valid point. Will I eventually go back and watch 4, 5, and 6? Yeah,
eventually. You should.
Today's Elimination Chamber, definitely not going to be that. But I get it. I should go back and watch them. But at the same time, though, you know, comparing the J.J. Abrams Star Trek to the original cast Star Trek, it's a whole different story, a whole different
apples, oranges, man.
Except for that horrible, well, not really horrible, but Into Darkness, when it's not Khan. No, it's fucking Khan.
Yeah, it's fucking Khan.
I mean, knew before the movie came out, it was Khan.
So. He literally said, I mean, really? The only thing they did different was the swapping of who dies at the end, but I won't say anything further about that. But seriously, yeah, it's fucking Khan. He even Spock calls his old self, Leonard Nimoy, and asks about it, and it's like, Khan, let me tell you about Khan. Like, come on. Yeah. How stupid do you have to be? Anyway,
we went off on a tangent there, but
we did.
I do agree, though. I have my opinion of it, and hearing y'all talk, and I've said this before, I have a number in my mind, and then when y'all start talking about the movie, I'm like, damn, they're not wrong about that. That's a couple of points. That was pretty shitty too. Let's drop it down. And then there are other times that, like Terrifier 2, for example, my grade went up. You're talking about Terrifier 2. I'm like,
well, we had to kind of show you the light on that one. I mean,
well, no, and even I watching Scream 7, like when they picked up that dude and put him on that beer tab, I'm like, dude, I looked over at Scuba, dude, that's a fucking Art the Clown shit right there, and he agreed. It was fucked hilarious. Up. And the fact that the beer kept coming out after the fact, I'm like,
bloody beer.
Bloody beer.
Hashtag bloody beer.
I was just sad that Chloe, the black girl that ran the pizza parlor, she died. I thought she was cute. I'm like, dude, why does it? No.
Well, she's also in the Ghostbusters franchise, the new movies.
Oh yeah, they pulled up 2 Ghostbusters characters. Fuck.
Yeah, they did. They totally did. They broke their horror movie cherry.
Kidda Grace, man, she got it horrible. She just got sliced open and just guts everywhere. And I'm like, yuck.
Sorry, I am like so in love with her right now as an actress. I saw her in Regretting You, and I'm like, you know what? I see Academy Award potential winner down the road. I really do. I have total faith in her, and she's such a a happy, smiley person in real life. She's always smiling. She's always in a good mood, you know, just.
How they
And I really hate that I probably have to watch her die again in the new Hunger Games later this year. And I'm not looking forward to that either.
Oh, shit, that's right.
She's going to be in the Hunger Games. And I'm like, oh, no. Anyway.
Now, Scuba and I talked about this before the movie started. We were actually, the trailers hadn't even started yet. Which, by the way, we got like 2 or 3 red band trailers, which is odd.
Yeah, we did.
It's not often you see 1, much less 3 of them. We were talking about the Rotten Tomatoes scores. He already knows the answer, but I'll ask you. They've already released what they are so far.
I think.
I'm talking about the tomato meter, the critics.
Yeah, like 38 or some shit. Probably lower.
Now, what about the fans, the popcorn meter?
I don't expect it to be much better. I hear the reception's not very great. I'm going to say maybe 50.
It's actually 78% right now.
I'll be
But 78% out of how many people have critiqued it on there so
over
far?
1,000. Over 1,000 people when I looked at it. The tomato meter, the critics was like 100 plus, and then the popcorn meter was over 1,000. Last I looked, but we don't care a fuck about that. We want to know what everybody on the show thought of. We do like to do unique things on this show. We don't do 1 out of 5 stars. We do 1 out of 5, whatever the movie's about. So, what should this movie? Should it be Ghostface mask?
1 out of 5 buck knives.
That's an easy picture to find. 1 out of
how about bloody beer pints? No, just kidding. I can't get off the bloody beer. I really can't.
Are you gonna drink it? Bloody beer.
If I was a vampire, I would.
I'll put bloody knives. Oops.
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, we'll start with actually we're gonna start with Scuba on this one. What would you rate this movie? And be 100% honest.
I am gonna give this movie a I hated it more than I do 3. And
you hate 3? Okay, that's a discussion for another time.
I hate 3. I'm giving it a 2.
Straight up 2. Okay.
That's being generous.
Yeah, fair enough. Psycho, what would you rate this movie?
When I originally walked out of the theater, I probably would have given it like a 3.5 and a 4. But now that I've had time to let it swim around in my head, but even before we did this, I already kind of knew. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm thinking more 2.5. Because honestly, now that I've let it swim around my head, so many things that just don't add up, things that don't make any sense. And if it turns out that Stumacher is not alive, then it feels like they were just trying to shut the fans up. Like, oh, look, Stu's back. Look. And it's like, I find it to be mildly insulting. Even though I love seeing him in the movie and I love seeing everything he did. Like I did say in my review that Lillard, Foley, and Arquette, all of them, their little capacity in the film, it was brief yet satisfying. And it was nice to see them all there, even though they're all, supposed to, in the movie, they're all AI and whatnot. But at the same time, it was unbelievable fan service that they did just to try to entice the fans to make the movie look better than what it was. It was a smoke screen essentially. And that in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't make for good rewatchability, in my opinion. I feel like in the grand scheme of things, this movie is just going to get worse as time goes on, depending on how part 8 plays out. If any of his theories turn out to be true, who knows? It might get better down the road. But
it's almost like it's the Fast and Furious series. Like they just get worse and worse as they go.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, give us a fucking supernatural Ghostface.
Yeah,
fucking just completely go opposite of anything you've ever fucking given us and just go supernatural. Fuck it.
Yeah, because right now this one and Scream 4 are my least favorite of the franchise currently. So it'll be a testament as to which one I like least. As time
and
goes on.
I love Scream 4 compared to Scream 3.
Now, when it comes to my rating of this movie, I'm going to do something unorthodox. Because again, you both bring up a good point. 4, 5, and 6 are part of this movie, and giving a grade of this movie is not fair. It's not justified until I watch 4, 5, and 6. So that being said, I am not giving it a rank, not yet anyway. So I am NAing my grade. When I walked out, I was thinking 3.5, but I'm gonna revisit the entire series, and I'll probably update this later. But we will base the overall review on both of y'all's reviews, which is a 2 and a 2.5. So the overall review of this movie is a 2.25, which is pretty fucking low.
That's the lowest score, I think, of everything we reviewed so far.
I might have to go back in the archives and look, but I think you might be accurate. No, I think something was like a 1, like something was low.
Oh, you know what? The Christmas special was pretty low.
Oh yeah,
or the holiday special. Excuse me.
The Christmas holiday special, which
I think I give that like a 0.5.
Yeah, we were all like, ugh, like it's not. This movie is not that bad, I'm sure. But again, I
definitely would rather watch this again than the fucking holiday special.
yeah, there's no doubt about it.
And I will buy this when it comes out on physical, just because I already have all the other films.
Yeah.
So will I rush to watch it again? No, not at all.
I will, just for my second viewing video or review, I should say. But other than that, it'll probably be a while before I watch it again after that.
I one of the lines from this movie that I did love is that, why are you going to let her run around with the Gen Z Billy Loomis? I was like, dude, that's fucking funny as fuck. And I feel bad for Ethan Embry too, because this is what happens when Jennifer Love Hewitt breaks your heart after the end of Can't Hardly Wait.
Yep,
you become
exactly
psycho.
what this character is.
So,
damn,
and you lose your hair. So
I know. I was like, holy shit. But I don't know if that was practical or what.
But yeah, this will, as of right now, it's a 2.25. I will come back to this later on, and I may change, or I put NA, so it doesn't matter. But I may come back and maybe it'll go up to a 3. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
They're all on Paramount. Get on it.
It is under advisement at the moment. But that will conclude this review of Screen 7. If you made it this far and you still haven't seen it, what the hell?
If you made it this far and haven't seen it, our review was more entertaining than the fucking movie, so save yourself some money.
If you insist on going to watch it, Cinemark and Alamo Drafthouse, they have discount days. Get on that.
Yeah, definitely do that, because I paid $14 and it was way too much money.
Yeah, I paid $16.
I paid this.
Well, not all of us have the Alamo Drafthouse, bitch boy.
Well, I wasted my fucking free ticket fucking on my damn stupid fuck up buying the ticket for the wrong day. So it would have costed me.
Oh, that's right. I saw
it would have costed me nothing to go watch it at Cinemark, but I wasted my fucking ticket buying the ticket for the wrong day, and they wouldn't refund me. So
now, next week we were gonna do in March a St. Patrick's Day themed kind of month. I think we were going to do, I want to say it was Boondock Saints. I'll have to look. I don't have the list in front of me. But because of the loss of Robert Carradine this past week, we are going to do something that I wanted to do when James Vanderbeek passed away, but we didn't do it. I want to do it this time. We're going to watch the cult classic, the movie that would never get made again, even in this day and age. We are going to go back and watch Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes, Boondock Saints was going to be the next one originally.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we will not be doing Boondock Saints, unfortunately. We'll be doing Revenge of the Nerds next week, and we'll have a little tribute to Mr. Robert Carradine, who not only was in Revenge of the Nerds, but he was also in that Lizzie McGuire show with Hilary Duff or something. I didn't watch it. Something, though. Not my thing.
Yeah, he was her dad.
That's what it was, yeah. Okay. With that being said, Psycho Nerd, promote your shit.
I'll make it quick because I know Scuba's in a hurry, as I just saw in the private chat. All right, you can find me on YouTube currently, Psycho Nerd Podcast, which is on my YouTube channel, Repeat Movie Viewer. My Scream 7 review, my first viewing is up. I am going to watch the movie again, put up another one, and I am currently going to upload another JP's watch list. So if you've been enjoying that, which I know you have, that seems to be the only thing that's getting a lot of hits on my channel right now. There is more coming, so enjoy that.
And as he finishes with John, Lord Scuba Cobra, anything you want to promote, sir?
I ain't got shit going on with the Gore and More podcast, so be sure to tune into the Gore and More podcast every Monday. I don't have nothing else going on right now. Yeah.
You're going to fall asleep in the cake.
Probably.
The links to both their podcasts will be down in the description below. Of course, the Real Movie Critics you can find on Spotify and YouTube for the video. And also make sure you tune in to the Jazz Zodiac podcast. We'll be doing our review of the Elimination Chamber, which, as we record this on Saturday at 3:30 is when we're at right now. We'll have that out Monday morning, same time we always do. So for the Psycho Nerd and Lord Scuba Cabra, This is DJ Zodiac. We want you to make sure you like, subscribe, follow, and hit that bell icon so you know when our new episodes come out. But for these two gentlemen, I am DJ Zodiac. This has been the Real Movie Critics. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's always time for one more binge.
Not for this guy.
And cereal is just cold soup.
Are you suggesting that someone's trying to make a real-life sequel?
Stab 2? Who'd want to do that? Sequels suck.
By definition alone, they're inferior films.
It's bullshit generalization. Many sequels have surpassed their original.
Oh, yeah?
Name one.
Yeah.
Aliens. Far better than the first.
No. Aliens is a classic, okay? Get away from her, you bitch.
I believe the line is "Stay away from me, you bitch." It's film class, right?
House 2, the second story.
The entire horror genre was destroyed by sequels. I got it, by the way. I got it. The Godfather, Part 2.
All right, that's enough. That'll be a wrap. The sequel discussion to be continued.